time for Monsters Pepper Reviews.
What's up, everybody? It's Bootla Bobby. Okay, guys, a week ago, or about there, I posted on my review page that if it got enough responses, that I would do a Q&A video. And it actually very well exceeded my expectations, and here we are. I'm not going to answer these questions in order as they are on the post. The reason why is a few of these have very detailed, long-winded explanations, and I feel that I deserve to give you guys everything, the entire details. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get into this, guys. James Curry asks, is there a challenge that you flat out will not do? No. I'll do anything. But currently, I'm not comfortable with doing things like drinking an entire vial of extract, products like Mad Dog Plutonium, products like The Source, products like Godslayer or Regret. Now, I would like to review those products, and at some point, I most definitely will end up doing an extract challenge, for drinking an entire vial. It's just right now, it's outside of my comfort zone, and there's a lot of stuff going on in my life, and it would be a very inopportune time for me to do so, especially if it had negative consequences on my body and health. Jeffrey L. asks, what is your ideal outcome from reviewing? Okay, guys, if you notice at the beginning of my videos, it says Monsters Pepper Reviews with Bootla Bobby. It doesn't say Bootla Bobby's Pepper Reviews. The reason being is because 2 years ago, on October 28th, my family suffered the tremendous loss of losing our beloved Boston Terrier, whose name was Monster. It's called Monsters Pepper Reviews in honor of him. And the reason that is because the end goal for my reviews is to either partner with or start my own NPO to help disadvantaged pet owners be able to pay for veterinary services. We lost Monster due to the fact that at the time we were living in rural West Virginia, and veterinary services, for the most part, they won't take a payment plan. They want all the money up front, and for people that's hard. I mean, veterinary care is just as expensive as it would be on a human. So I don't want anybody to have to suffer that kind of loss again, and that's something that I'm really, really passionate about, and we really, really want to get that done as soon as possible. I hope that answered your question adequately. Jeffrey L. also asks, if you could have any celebrity guest on a review, who would it be? Harley Morenstein. That guy's hilarious. I think that would be a really, really fun review. He also asks, what was the toughest spicy food you've ever dealt with inside or outside of a challenge? The Death Nuts ×2 and the brownie that absolutely put a hurting on me and is the only product or only food challenge that I have never finished. I quit with 2 bites left. I'm still beating myself up over it. Hopefully if I get a redo, I will completely finish it. I'm not going to stop until I get it done, in the event that I get a redo. Jeffrey L. also asks, have you been inspired by anyone in terms of content creating? Yes and no. There are guys that I really look up to, guys that I consider really close friends and mentors that have helped me, with advice and things like that to improve my videos. For one, Johnny Scoville from Chasing the Heat, Kendall Statler from Tasting the Heat, Bishop Brad, Martin Knoll from Eating with Sasquatch. So yeah, those guys. Now, as far as content creation itself, it seems that a lot of reviewers to me stick to either doing solely pepper reviews or sauces. And for those of you that are and subsequently aren't familiar with my videos, I've also reviewed a jalapeno infused tequila. I reviewed an entire range of Naga infused vodka. I've reviewed beer, that are all infused with chili peppers and candies and stuff like that. I'm just trying to branch out and cover the entire thing. I don't want to do just super hot reviews Because let's be honest, yeah, that's extremely entertaining, but not everybody can eat stuff like that. I mean, I want to do this so everybody can, experience products. So, I've done everything from mild to wild. Vanessa Stanko asks, what are your favorite types of products to review? Anything that gets anybody out of the preconceived notions of what hot peppers can be used for. So fruit-based sauces, condiments, candies, things like that. Absolutely love sauces, of course, especially fruit-based sauces. So yeah, hopefully that answers your question. Vanessa also asks, even though you have a high tolerance to heat, what is your ideal perfect balance heat level? Typically ghost pepper type sauces, but it really depends on what I'm eating. If it's things for like chili and stuff, I'll use sauces that are either scorpion or 7-pot primo based, things like that. Sauces like repercussion and stuff. So yeah, it really does. It just depends on what I pair it with. Vanessa also asks, what is the worst product you've ever reviewed? Oh boy, here we go. Alright, now I'm very well aware that everybody's taste buds are different. There's also the possibility that I got a bad bottle. But Uncle Nathan's Flaming Maple Leaf has been my least favorite sauce that I've reviewed so far. I did not like it. The smokiness of it tasted artificial. There wasn't any real maple flavor. It tasted artificial as well, and I feel like they utilized the wrong type of vinegar for the sauce. So I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that it's a bad product, but I am saying that it just wasn't for me at all. Vanessa also asks, is it true you are a robot? I have an interesting answer for that later on. Jeffrey L. asks, what is the weirdest ingredient you've ever seen in a hot sauce? Alright guys, being a reviewer, I've had the unique opportunity to review hobby sauces from people. I've reviewed a sauce that contained jackfruit. I've reviewed sauces that contained, well, a sauce that was a pumpkin spice hot sauce that was actually really, really good. One that contained kale. And I know that, well, I didn't get to, although I've not reviewed it, Jay Turner, Burns McCoy, had a sauce, or was planning on releasing a sauce with chapulinas in it, which are seasoned grasshoppers. I'd really like to review that sauce if it ever comes out, or I get the opportunity to review that sauce. I don't know what happened to it. Shauna Renee asks, what is your favorite pepper? Bondamanhala and Carboneros, definitely. Shauna Renee also asks, are there any peppers you flat out hate? I don't like scorpions because, not that they're too hot, but the burn seems to last too long. I don't hate them, but I wouldn't like just eat them, just like a pepper just in your mouth. Also, any chocolate or brown pods or peppers, they tend to be like floral or really bitter and perfumey, and I'm not a fan of that. What so far would you say is your number one sauce? It really depends on what I'm eating. For desserts, I gravitate towards Bravado Spice Company's Ghost Pepper and Blueberry Sauce, and their Pineapple Habanero Sauce currently. But it really just depends on the dish, honestly. At this point, I have somewhere around 156 sauces, so it's narrowing it down to even a top 10 is pretty hard. Jeffrey L. asks, what would you do if your budget for reviews and content in general was unlimited? I'd love to travel all over the United States and subsequently the world to, do spicy challenges, get my hands on products that are not readily available here in the United States. I think that would be pretty awesome, craft sauces and products from all over the world. That would be really cool. Tim Fraczak asks, what are some of your hobbies outside of eating spicy foods and doing those insane challenges? Guys, I'm a nerd, to be honest with you. Comic books, horror movies, things like Comic Con, stuff like that. Um, Serial killer documentaries, serial killer books. Uh, I'm a big fan of cooking. I really like craft beer. I read a lot. So, yeah, that kind of stuff. Captain Rivera, Bibster, asks, what upcoming collaboration videos can we expect in the future, either with people or sponsors? Uh, I'm currently looking for sponsors. I try every day. I've sent countless emails to different companies and people and stuff, hoping for sponsorships. As far as collaborations with any specific people in the future, there are none right now. But I'm always interested in that, and that's something that I really, really, really do want to do at some point. Hopefully, that'll get accomplished by the end of this year. Rhiannon McMillan asks, if you were arrested with no explanation, what would your friends and family assume you had done? Fighting and or alcohol related incident. Tony Moore asks, what sauce slash chili has given you the worst cap cramps? Sauce would be Down the Rabbit Hole by David Lopez Cop, and the chili would be the chocolate bootla. Tony Moore also asks, what sauces slash chilies has given you the best cap high? For those of you that don't know, cap high is capsaicin high. What happens is your brain tells your body that you're in extreme pain and floods your system with endorphins. That gives you a rush. Same answer. Down the Rabbit Hole from David Lopez Cop and the chocolate bootla. Jenna Marie asks, what's the worst sauce that you've tried? I think I adequately answered that one. She also asked, if you could relocate to any other state in the U.S., where would you go? Somewhere where you can grow peppers all year round, like Arizona. Hawaii, California, Texas, or Florida. So yes, somewhere where I could grow peppers year round. All right, let's get into this last question here. Jeffrey L. again asks, what got you into reviewing hot things? Alright guys, before I start this, I'd like to preface this by saying I'm not pandering. I'm not looking for sympathy or anything like that. I'm just explaining to you the answer to this question. About 3 years ago now, I got into wanting to grow chili peppers and got into a bunch of Facebook groups on the subject. I was fortunate enough to meet a whole bunch of people that really, were really amazing, awesome people, and just wanted to share the love and help people out. And one of those was Sean Leach. He was kind enough to send me some plants. I grew those out. And the reason why I wanted to get into something like that was to help my depression. Honestly, some of you know this, that are actual friends with me outside of my review page. But I assume that the majority of you don't, because I don't talk about it. So this is kind of awkward for me to talk about, so bear with me here. I hate to use the word handicapped or disabled. I'm differently abled. I have spina bifida. I have the worst form of spina bifida. I have something called myelomenincocele, which affects roughly 1 in 200,000 births. I've had countless surgeries, one starting at the age of 8 hours old. My spine is completely made out of titanium. I have Harrington rods that run the length of my spine. I have something called a VP shunt due to hydrocephalus, which is excess fluid on the brain, and the VP shunt drains fluid off my brain. Let me see if it'll show on camera here actually. It looks like a large vein, but in fact, yeah, you can see it right there. That's a VP shunt. It's a large tube that drains fluid off my brain. So I have limited range of motion. I'm also approximately 4 feet 8. Most days I walk with a cane, and I'm supposed to be paralyzed from the waist down. Luckily, I'm not. More days than not, I walk with a cane. and I just, just instead of being stuck around the house constantly not doing anything, I needed an outlet. I needed to feel useful, and I grew some plants. Well, I grew one of them and decided, hey, I'm gonna, eat it on Facebook. Thought that would be cool, just for a laugh, actually. No further intentions outside of that, just to do the first one. And I ate a pepper called a Nagla Beast. It absolutely lit me up. It got about 3,000 views on Facebook, just on my personal page. And then I realized, hey, these people, they don't see me for, being a quote unquote disabled person or anything like that. They don't even know that, Um, and it helped me overcome things like depression and things like judgment, because you guys only see what I let you see. And I mean, I'm kind of bare bonesing it right now and being completely openly honest. Uh, so, yeah, that's basically, I mean, it was to help with my depression. And, it's helped a whole lot. So, that's really what got me into reviewing things, guys. Uh, I really don't know what else to say. This has been a very tough video for me. I've been completely honest, and it's been pretty cathartic, I will say that. I apologize for it running almost 17 minutes. But with that being said, guys, have a good one. We'll see you in the next video. Thanks.